without their support through this long and difficult process, it would have been a much more difficult process and much longer as well. They took care of our workloads at home, and in many cases, gave such immeasurable support that it allowed us to focus and excel in our studies. As for my class, let's talk about them for just a minute. Within our first week, several of us already had nicknames. Many of our instructors were caught off guard by Moses Hightower and Carrie Mahoney sitting in our class. For those of you familiar with the Police Academy films, you can probably tell at least who one of those was. Some of our nicknames came from the staff. Like some of our guest instructors nicknamed one of us Stifler from American Pie. You know who that is? And I'll be able to point him out later. Or my moniker, Google, courtesy of Deputy Director Bunting.
Oh, no.
I'm not even going to try to explain that one. We did have a very caring class, however. Who would have thought that someone would take the time to place a mint on a classmate's pillow? This is only a good thing, however, if your classmate looks at the pillow, sees the unwrapped mint, and removes it before they go to sleep on it. I'm going to let your imagination paint a picture of that one. Anyone who saw the slideshow last night got to see photos of it. On a more serious note, during the middle of our academy, my father suffered a major stroke and was care flighted to Reno. My class came together and all signed a card to me showing their support after I had missed a day of class to be with him in the hospital. But speaking of classes, many of us in class 3536 have forgotten the days of simply pulling out a chair and having a seat in the classroom. PTSD may have set in simply from the stress of wondering if your chair has all the wheels it should have, or if the seat's even dry, or if your name tag might be in a tree outside the classroom, or perhaps if your pen is sealed up inside your Starbucks Frappuccino pen. But despite all the playful teasing and sometimes downright hazing, we were a very close-knit group. Most of us were quick to encourage others, even when we ourselves were so out of breath we could hardly speak. As for our administration, they were extremely helpful and accommodating. As fantastic as they were, that didn't stop some of us from taking shots at them, quite literally. I'm sure that looking down the barrel of an airsoft pistol and having it part your hair is still an unnerving experience, whether it's a real firearm or not. And then there's the sheer unhidden joy taken in spraying OC in the faces of 21 cadets and watching them fight, choke, and stumble around in agony. They enjoyed that a little too much sometimes, possibly. These are the memories we will never forget and cherish forever, or at least I won't. So, in the words of Sergeant Major, as we fire off on a rocket sled, I want to end this off with a big, "Get some, baby!" That's right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor, on behalf of Class 3536, to present to post a plaque that we've had put together with a photo of all of us and either our badge or our patch from our agency on the plaque. This is going to be hung in one of the hallways here in the main post building. My fellow cadet, Kirk Widmar, is going to bring this up for us. Sergeant Major, on behalf of Class 3536, thank you.
Again, Class 3536, I'm going to miss you. It's been a pleasure. Fair winds and following seas. We will now present awards. These awards are very competitive, and sometimes scores are within points of each other. We recognize our deputies and officers in 3 categories: physical fitness, firearms, and an outstanding graduate. And that's the highest grade average on all activities, including conduct and leadership. We will start by presenting the Physical Fitness Award, and I'll read it out.